Okay, good morning, students. So we're starting our lecture here, and in the previous lecture, we all just see the first topic, which is the selection of foundation and related to that topics. Now we must forward to this topic, which is subsoil exploration, right? So, what is the meaning of subsurface exploration, and what are the methods adopted for this exploration methods, right? So, first we understand that what are the site investigation. So, site investigation is basically refers to the procedures of for obtaining the informations about surface and subsurface conditions at the sites of at the site of proposed construction, right? So it is very essential for assessing the suitability of the site for the proposed engineering work and for the preparing adequate and economical designs. So basically, site investigation is necessary for selecting construction materials and for deciding the construction methods to be adopted. So the importance of this adequate site investigation and subsoil exploration, it needs to be emphasized because of the kick off it would be lead to increased cost due to unforeseen difficulties and consequent modification in the design and execution of the project, right? So the site investigation is generally required for every big engineering project. Usually the cost of site investigation and subsoil exploration will be less than 1% of total cost of the entire project, right? So you have this you have to understand that the site investigation is main part of the any construction or any type of building, either it's industrial, commercial, or residential, or etc., right? The main thing and the first thing you have to study and you have to investigate is the site investigation. Because if the construction work starts and then we learn about some changes or some type of problems according to this site difficulties or the problem of soil, right? So because of that, the changes or modification in any type of design or anything in the project, it occurs a lot or lots of cost and lots of work here, right? So there are not a single mistake while we are constructing such a huge or huge type of buildings, right? Big project works or etc. So here uh, basically a cost of site investigation and subsoil exploration will only take less than 1% of total cost of entire project. So 1% is very less compared to the total cost of the entire project. So we can definitely spend the money in the site investigation in a proper lab or with the use of proper materials. So we can easily gather the information about the site and the result of this soil conditions, right? So basically this soil exploration involves broadly the following, right? So first one is a planning of program of a soil exploration, right? We have to make a simple planning of the program of soil exploration, where soil exploration to be done in which area and which places, right? And which time. So these all are we're gathering in a one planning. It needs some planning, right? Collection of disturbed and undisturbed soil samples from the boreholes. Because of the soil investigation, we collect the soil samples in different places with the help of boreholes, right? So it boreholes from the borehole we collect this all the soil samples in which is disturbed or undisturbed soils, right? Third one is conducting all necessary in situ taste, like there are different types of taste, right? In soil exploration, first one is a standard penetration test, which is known as SPT. A static cone penetration test, which is known as SCPT test. And the last one is a plate load test, which is known as a PLD test, etc. Right? So these all are basically for obtaining the strength and compressibility characteristics of the soil, right? Or rock if available. That, right? Next is study of groundwater conditions and collection of water samples for chemical analysis, right? Uh, so there are if we construct some building, we need some foundation, right? And a foundation is provided below the ground level, right? So because of that, there are groundwater. If the groundwater condition is good or not, where are the ground level means which are the lines which we will present as a water groundwater level GWL, right? So basically it the construction is depends on also the groundwater level or groundwater conditions. So we collect this groundwater we collect the groundwater sample and test for this chemical analysis, right? Next is geophysical exploration if it requires, conducting all the necessary tests on the samples of soil or rock and water collected, preparation of drawing charts, analysis of the data collected, and the preparation of site investigation report. Right. So there are 8 to 9 points of soil exploration, which involves many points. Right. So going forward, what are the main objective of the exploration? Right. So the main object or purpose of the site investigation is to provide reliable, specific, detailed information about the soil and groundwater conditions of the site, which may require for a safe and economical designs and execution of the engineering work, right? So the purpose of the site investigation are, first one is to select a suitable type of foundation for a given structure, right? Second is that to select suitable construction technique, right? First we go to the selection process. So here there are 2 points, which is to select suitable type of foundation for a given structure, and second is to select suitable construction techniques. Now we determine safe depth of foundation, to determine the bearing capacity of the soil, right? Next is to establish the groundwater level and to determine the properties of water. Next is to estimate the probable maximum and differential settlements, to predict the lateral earth pressure against the retaining walls and abutments, to select suitable construction technique which will be taken in consider. Next is to predict and solve potential foundation problems, to ascertain the suitability of the soil as a construction material, right? And to investigate the safety of the existing structures to suggest remedial measures, right? So these all are the purpose of soil investigation. Now we briefly see that again. First one is starting with for selection of type of foundation, right? Determine depth of foundation, determine bearing capacity of soil, establish the groundwater level, determine properties of water, establishment of probable maximum and differential settlement, to predict lateral earth pressure, to select suitable construction technique, to predict and solve the potential foundation problem, to ascertain the suitability of soil, or to investigate safely the existing structures and to suggest remedial measures. Right. Now, next is planning a subsoil exploration program. Right. So the planning of this program, it mainly depends on the type of structure to be built and the variability of the strata at the proposed site. So while we are planning such a program, the cost involved should be kept in mind, right? In general, more detailed investigations are done. The more is known about the subsurface conditions. As a result, great economy can be achieved in the construction of project because of the element of the uncertainty is considerably reduced. So the extent of the exploration would also depends on the location of the project. A small house in an already built up area would not require much exploration. On the other hand, if the house is built in a newly developed area, a detailed investigation would be required to ascertain the location of different soil strata and their physical characteristics. So if a multi-story building is to be constructed, extensive subsoil exploration would be necessary. So the planning should include a site plan of the area, a layout plan of the proposed structures within column locations and expected loads and location of the boreholes and the other field dates, right? A carefully planned program of boring and sampling is the most important point to be considered in any subsoil exploration program. So, what are these 2 points? First point is the depth of exploration, and second one is lateral extent of exploration. Right. So, we're starting this with the first topic, which is the depth of exploration. Right, so it requires a particular site which depends on the degree of variation substance data in the horizontal and vertical directions. So the depth of exploration is governed by the depth of influence zone, uh, which is as per IS 1892 1979 code of practice for subsurface investigation for foundation. The total depth, right, the total depth of exploration mainly depends on the type of structure, intensity of loading, shape and deposition of a loaded area, its soil profile, and physical properties of soils, etc. Right? So, the depth of exploration should be at least equal to a significant depth, a depth up to which the stress increment due to superimposed load can produce a significant settlement and shear stress is known as a significant depth. So, mark this definition significant depth. Significant depth definition is the depth up to which the stress increment due to superimposed loads can produce significant settlement and shear stress, right? So the significant depth is generally taken as the depth at which the vertical stress is 20% of the load intensity. According to the criterion, the depth of explosion should be about 1.5 multiplied by the width per square footing and 3b for the strip footing, where b is the width of the footing, right? In figure A, you can see that here square footing is provided, here b is provided, right? Here depth of explosion is 1.58, right? So here we stop our lecture here. In the next lecture, we starting with this topic, right? If you have any confusion related to this lecture, you can easily question in more.